my name is TSgt Sturtevant, and I'm here to introduce you to the Adaptive Load Lifting System, or ALLS for short. The problem that we are trying to solve is to move equipment in ACE environments. Today's ACE operations requires logistics units to load, unload, and move cargo quickly in austere environments. The way operations are currently handled in the Indo-Pacific do not meet the ACE requirement. The cargo is currently moved using forklifts that are too large and heavy and take up too much space on the cargo airframes in today's operations. The most common airframe used in austere spoke locations is the MC-130. An all-terrain forklift takes 5 out of 6 cargo positions inside that airframe. That doesn't include the fuel and possible maintenance parts needed to keep the vehicle going in a tropical climate. Now put that into a real-world situation. You will need one aircraft to carry all your cargo and another to bring the forklift to download and move all your equipment. This defeats the purpose of ACE. After doing customer discovery, we have successfully conducted over 100 interviews with AMC, USAFE, AFSOC, PACAF, Kelly Engineering, Tesseract, and the Defense Innovation Unit. If I could take a moment to quote the Pacific Air Force's commander, moving cargo effectively is the largest problem facing mobility units in the Pacific Theater. As once being a member of the AFSOC at Kadena Air Base, Japan, and now working the cargo deployment function at Andersen Air Force Base, Guam, working massive exercises like Cope North, Valiant Shield, and Talisman Sabre, I have experienced this firsthand. After a lot of thought, sorting through the requirements found during customer discovery, this is the solution we came up with. I present the Adaptive Load Lifting System. This device has a cargo capacity of 20,000 pounds and is capable of moving T2 pallet trains. It has hydraulic lifting systems to reach the ramps of various airframes to include C5, C-17, and C-130. This system also has a custom hoist and winch solution to upload and download pallets from the ground. It is also remote control operated and rapid offload capable. As a mobility program branch chief stated, you will win the hearts and minds with this solution. We currently have 2 MatchComs ready to commit to this device when given appropriate funding. With the requirement that all systems shall be able to upload and download 4630 pallets from a mobility airframe to and from the ground in austere environments. If you could take a moment to look at this chart, this shows similar products on the market. As you can see, we meet all the criteria to lift 20,000 pounds, move multi-pallet trains, rapid offload, remote controlled, and our biggest value proposition is that the ALLS is smaller and lighter and less maintenance than a forklift. In today's Air Force, we currently have 1,100 total mobility aircraft. Compare that to the number of MHE needed to handle these airframes. The reality and truth is there isn't enough. To put a perspective on it, in last year alone, Andersen Air Force Base moved 26 million pounds of cargo, and we were asked to do it with only 2 operational all-terrain forklifts that we own due to maintenance. Due to the lack of MHE, we delayed aircraft and had to pull assets from other units around PACAF who needed them, and we ended up impeding their missions. Now, we're not trying to replace forklifts and K-loaders. We're just trying to add a new valuable asset to our logistics operations. To make this possible, we are asking for $50,000 to produce the initial version 1 prototype design, which AMC would like to use during Exercise Mobility Guardian 2025. As for our version 2 mass production costs, we are still working with the manufacturer for a market price. If we are able to get the needed funding, these are our following steps. 1. Start a COTS contract to deliver version 1. 2. Demonstrate version 1 during Mobility Guardian 2025. And 3. Receive an R&D contract for the version 2 final product. Thank you for your time. I'd like to open the floor to any questions.
I have one question and then pass it around, see if anybody else has anything to add. First question is who in AMC do you like specifically has helped advocate for it or has offered for to have it at Mobility Guardian?
So that's from the A4T office. We were talking to Mr. Etheridge over there, and he told us all the requirements needed for the device, and that they would really like to present and display this asset during their exercise in Mobility Guardian 25.
Okay, and the initial prototype, you guys are estimating you just need 50K, but potential more for the final product. Is that what I'm hearing?
So $500,000. I don't know if I said 50. $500,000 for the initial product, and then whatever it's going to cost for units to be able to get this device to their units for final and mass production. We'll do some tweaking after Mobility Guardian to see if there's any final tweaks we need to do, but mostly other than that, the final design is going to be pretty similar to the first design. It's just going to be a little bit shorter in size so we can take up less space in the aircraft.
Roger. And has there been any feedback or any support from USAFE?
So USAFE said that the only reason they would use it would be if it was a pre-positioned asset. They didn't really give us too much information. I can pass that along to John Luke. He has probably spoken to them more than I have.
Yeah, this is John Luke Tippett's Foundry Fellow. USAFE, I've only had one conversation with them, but yeah, just to reiterate what Michael said is that I think they were kind of seem to be leaning on AMC's feedback, and then would maybe have more interest down the line. We did only speak to USAFE at the airlift level, so not at the MAGCOM requirements level. So that might warrant a good conversation moving forward.
Have you talked to any of the SPOs at I believe it's WNZ? I think they recently changed to RAD or support equipment.
No, sir, we have not. What org does that fall under?
They're based out of Robbins, but I'll have some contacts for you guys. But yeah, they handle sustainment for material handling equipment.
Copy. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Cool. And then I'm going to pass it around if anybody else has any additional questions.
Good morning. Great idea, by the way. What kind of, does that thing have wheels?
Yeah, so there's going to be wheels that will be able to sustain in all terrain environments, and they'll be actually remote controlled, so it can be operated by anybody instead of using a K-loader, which needs a more experienced person to go out there and operate that piece of equipment.
Oh, cool. Some efficient tires would extend the battery life on that thing. Just saying.
What kind of tires?
Low rolling resistance tires.
You're about to see him in action in just a second. Master Paradis, go ahead.
Hello, Sergeant Paradise, calling in from Ramstein. For your pitch, that equipment, how long is it to set up? Is it something that would hang on the side of the airfield, be pre-positioned? Is it set to go in the back of an aircraft to move it around theater?
So it depends on what the MAGCOM's requirement is. So according to AMC, they mostly want to just have these pre-positioned, but from an AFSOC standpoint, they want to be able to spoke out and, download some cargo, bring it back on the plane, spoke out to the next location, and just keep using it. But it should be, it's going to be a product to where it can just sit somewhere out in a field and warehouse, and then you just start it right up and then use it whenever you need to.
Awesome. Thank you.